Today we're discussing predestination and election. Now, this is described as God choosing people before the creation of the world for his purpose, like becoming holy and blameless, and for foreordaining believers to be conformed to Christ, showing his grace and mercy through interpretation versus interpretation varies on free will and God's broader sovereignty plans for all things. And here are some of the key verses. We have divine purpose. We have Ephesians 1:4-5, which says, "For he chose us in him before the creation of the world to be holy and blameless in his sight. In love, he predestined us for adoption to sonship through Jesus Christ in accordance with his pleasure and will." And then we go to Romans. And it's 9:11, so and it says, Romans 9:11, "Yet before the twins were born had done anything good or bad, in order that God's purpose in election might stand." So he's talking about Rebecca's children. And then we go to election, and we just did 9:11, so we're going to go to Deuteronomy 7:7. And it says, "The Lord did not set his affection on you and choose you because you were more numerous than other peoples, for you were the fewest of all people." But in 8 it says, "But because the Lord loved you and kept the oath he swore to your ancestors, that he brought you out of the mighty hand and redeemed you from the land of slavery, from the power of the Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Know therefore that the Lord your God is God, and he is faithful God, keeping his covenant of love to 1,000 generations of those who love him and keep his commandments." So I probably went over more than I should have, but now predestination. So it's Romans chapter 8. Verses 29-30. "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. For those God foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brothers and sisters. And those he predestined, he also called. And those he called, he also justified. And those he justified, he also glorified." And then sovereignty, Acts 4:28. 4:28. Where's 4? That's 5. 4:20. All right. Let's see. "They did what your power and your will had decided beforehand should happen." And then Proverbs 16. And verse 33. The lot is cast unto the lap, but its every decision is from the Lord. Really? Jacob. Sorry.